When you think of the most traumatized superhero, who comes to mind? Is it Batman, forced to watch his parents die in a dark alley? Or maybe Wolverine, a man whose entire life has been a cycle of violence, loss, and manipulation, his memories stolen and twisted? Perhaps you think of Wanda Maximoff, who lost her parents, her brother, her lover, and even her own children, her grief literally rewriting reality. Or even Rocket Raccoon, a creature brutally experimented on, his best friends killed right in front of him, leaving him with deep-seated loneliness and self-loathing. These are all fantastic answers, and their stories are filled with unimaginable pain. Each one has a legitimate claim to the title of most traumatized. But today, I want to argue for a character who often gets overlooked in this conversation. A hero whose trauma isn't just a backstory, but an ongoing fundamental part of their very existence. A character whose entire life is a constant, unending battle against a force they can never truly defeat. I'm talking about Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk. Now, hold on. Before you say, Hulk is just a big green rage monster, let's really dive deep into the psychology of Bruce Banner. His trauma isn't a single event, it's a permanent state of being. Think about it. Every other hero, no matter how broken, gets moments of peace. Batman can take off the cowl and be Bruce Wayne, even if he's brooding. Wolverine finds moments of quiet solitude or camaraderie with the X-Men. Wanda, in her clearer moments, can experience love and friendship. But Bruce Banner? He never gets a moment off. His trauma started long before the Gamma Bomb. His childhood was defined by an abusive father, Brian Banner, who was consumed by jealousy and rage. Brian believed his son was a monster because of his own exposure to radiation, and he subjected young Bruce to horrific physical and psychological abuse. This abuse culminated in Brian murdering Bruce's mother right in front of him. Bruce was then forced to lie in court to protect his father, who was eventually sent to a mental institution anyway. This is the foundation of Bruce Banner's psyche, a childhood shattered by violence, fear, and a deep-seated belief that there's something monstrous inside him. This is where his dissociative identity disorder, or DID, began to form. The Hulk wasn't created by the Gamma Bomb. He was unleashed by it. The monster his father always claimed was given a physical form. Now, let's talk about the Gamma accident itself. It wasn't an act of heroism that went wrong in the traditional sense. Bruce threw himself in front of Rick Jones to save him. Yes, but the result wasn't just gaining superpowers. He was cursed. He was infected with a perpetual state of terror. Imagine living with a bomb inside you that could go off at any second. Any moment of heightened emotion, anger, fear, even extreme joy or excitement could trigger a transformation. You could lose control, hurt the people you love, and destroy everything around you. Bruce Banner lives in a constant state of anxiety, policing his own emotions every single second of every single day. He can't get angry at a bad driver. He can't get too excited at a birthday party. He can't allow himself to feel the full spectrum of human emotion without risking catastrophe. That is a prison of the mind unlike any other. This constant vigilance is mentally and emotionally exhausting. It's a form of self-inflicted torture, born out of a desperate need to protect others from himself. He isolates himself, pushing away potential friends and lovers because he genuinely believes he's a danger to them. Remember in the Avengers movie when he says, "I put a bullet in my mouth and the other guy spit it out." That wasn't a casual line. It was a confession of his deepest despair. He reached a point where he believed the only way to end the threat was to end his own life, and even that was denied to him. His curse won't even let him die. And what about the Hulk himself? We often see him as just pure rage, but it's so much more complex. Depending on the comic book era or film adaptation, the Hulk is often a manifestation of a child tantrum, a being of immense power. But with the emotional maturity of a toddler who just wants to be left alone, he's constantly hunted, feared, and attacked. The world sees a monster, and so it treats him like one, creating a vicious self-fulfilling prophecy. Every time the Hulk emerges, it reinforces Bruce's belief that he is a monster and deepens the world's fear of him. This creates an internal war. Bruce and the Hulk are two distinct identities trapped in one body, often hating each other. Bruce sees the Hulk as the source of all his misery, the destructive force that ruins his life. The Hulk, in turn, often sees Banner as weak, pathetic, and the puny human who keeps him locked away. They are prisoners of each other. This isn't like Batman putting on a suit. This is a genuine identity struggle, a war for control of his own body and mind. Let's compare this to our other candidates. Batman's trauma from his parents' death is the driving force behind his mission. It gives him purpose. He channels his pain into a crusade for justice. While he's certainly not a happy man, his trauma has a clear, defined outlet. Bruce Banner's trauma has no outlet. It's just a cycle of containment and accidental destruction. His mission is simply to survive and not hurt anyone. Wolverine's trauma is about loss of memory and identity. He's a weapon, used and abused by others. But his healing factor allows him to physically endure anything. And over time, he builds new families, new memories, and forges a new identity with the X-Men. He finds a place to belong. Bruce Banner can never truly belong anywhere. He's always a threat, always on the run. Wanda's trauma is immense and reality-bending. Her grief is so powerful it creates worlds. But again, there are periods of lucidity. There are times when she is just Wanda, surrounded by people who love her and are trying to help her. Bruce Banner's other guy is always there, just beneath the surface, waiting. The threat is constant and internal. The evolution of the character in the MCU with Professor Hulk was an attempt to show Bruce finally gaining some control, integrating his identities, but even that came at a cost. He described it as putting two hands on the steering wheel, implying the struggle is still there, just managed. And in achieving this balance, he lost a part of himself. The raw, emotional, protective rage of the Hulk was tamed, and some would argue, neutered. Even his victory is a compromise, a shadow of what a whole person should be. Ultimately, Bruce Banner's trauma is the most profound because it is inescapable and self-perpetuating. His childhood abuse created the psychological framework for a monster. The Gamma accident gave that monster a physical form, and society's reaction to that form ensures that the monster will never be at peace. He lives in a cage of his own emotions, his own body a prison. He is a good man, a genius who desperately wants to do good, but he is cursed to carry within him the potential for infinite destruction. He can't find peace in solitude because the monster is with him. He can't find peace in society because society fears him. He can't even find peace in death. That, to me, is the definition of a truly traumatized existence. It's not a memory you fight against. It's a reality you can never escape. So next time you're debating the most tragic hero in comics, remember the quiet, anxious scientist who just wants to be left alone. Remember the man who is at war with himself every second of every day. Remember Bruce Banner. Thanks so much for watching. Who do you think is the most traumatized hero? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more content. See you next time.